Hi, it's JV here again with another tutorial on an iPhone 8 screen replacement. Tools you need are listed in the description below, and I have a screw chart available so you know where to put the screws in the description below. Let's get started. So first up, what you need to do is take the two bottom screws out using a pentalobe screwdriver. As you can see now, I'm slowly getting the separating tool and moving it around. Now as you can see, I just slowly put it in a few millimeters around the side. What you'll see with the iPhone 8 is that there is a little rubber gasket that's very sticky, and my goal here is to actually just loosen it up a bit. So I go around the bottom and I go around the side, just keeping it a few millimeters in. And then lifting the frame up. Now once we've done that, all we need to do is just open the screen like a book. And it opens from left to right. Just remember that because the cables are on the right hand side. Once you've done that, we need to remove the screws, and there's about 4 screws, and then the plate after that. Okay, now the plate lifts off easy, and I'll disconnect the battery now, and you can do that with your fingers. And I disconnect the first cable of the LCD and the second cable. Now we've got the top plate that holds down the selfie camera flex cable. Take that screw out. Take the other one out. Now there's 3 screws, but I'll just show you a little trick. What you have to do is bend it up. Don't take that third one out. Now I'm using a ESD safe pair of tweezers, so it is safe to use this, but you can use your fingernails. I'm just doing it so you can see it in the video. Now the screen separates and we take off the selfie camera with the ear speaker. Pretty simple. We take off the screws, then there's 2 more screws here holding down the ear speaker. Folds back like a little bit of origami, and we take off that ear speaker. Now as you can see, I'm using a pair of tweezers, and you need to just slide under that flex cable. Just be very patient and slide it slowly. Now even if you want, you can get a hairdryer and warm it up a bit. Just don't burn it, and it'll loosen up the adhesive. And I slowly lift it off. Now sometimes the mesh grill will lift off with it, which is fine. You can just take that off separately like I've done here. Next part is removing the side screws that hold down the plate on the back of the LCD. This is done using a tri-point screwdriver. Once again, tools you required are listed below where you can get the parts as well. And there's 6 screws. I think there's 6, yes. Okay, now what we need to do is take off the home button. So you'll see that there's a few screws using a tri-point screwdriver again, and then we lift that plate off after. The plate lifts off. And then we'll be able to unclip it. I like to use just my nails, but for video purposes, I'm just trying to show you the best way. So it just clips off, and then slowly I get under that flex cable again. With this one, take your time. I've sped it up, but be slow and take your time, then the actual home button falls out. And now we can take off the back plate. Now we've got the new screen. It'll usually have plastic on the back, so we just take that off. And I like to put all the plastic bits back. Look, it's not important, but they're there for a reason. And I put the back plate on, and then we have to do the side screws to secure that back plate. And then we've got 3 more on the other side using the tri-point screwdriver. So all we're doing now is everything in reverse. So if you've got this far, you're pretty much out of the dark because you're doing everything that you did before in reverse. And now we just feed the home button through. Once again, be very, very careful with the home button. It's a very delicate piece of equipment. And then we tuck it under and flip it over. It just clicks like a piece of Lego. Be patient, don't try to force anything. It needs to be able to click normally. Now we put that plate down, holding down the home button flex. And using tri-point screws, we put in those 4 screws. Okay, now we just need to put the actual top camera assembly and ear speaker. It looks very complex, but the good news is that because you've taken it off before, it's still in position and folded from where it should be. So it looks complicated, but you'll see that there's only one way to fit it in. So once we put that down like that, we put in the ear speaker again, fold the selfie camera over. Then we got to put that plate down to secure it. Using Phillips head screws, just put them back in. And now we're back to putting the screen back in. So we just connect everything back. I like to start with the top flex, putting it in. I just find it easier. And then we follow through with the screws. And I've just sped that up just to put the screws in. It's pretty standard stuff. Okay, now we just need to connect the LCD cables. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll just do a quick test. It's a very good habit to get into, to just do a quick test to make sure that the screen you have received hasn't been damaged or received faulty. And you know, you just make sure you don't waste too much time by closing everything up. Just check all connections are in there firmly, including the battery. And then you turn it on the side. Just leave it on the bench. Let it load up. I've just sped this up a bit. And there we go. Test all the functions. I've already tested this before, so there's no issues. Okay, now what we need to do is just finally secure the plate in using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once again, there's about 4 screws in there. I'll just put that last one again. Okay, now we just click the top in first when we close it, and then we move down, and you'll see I put my fingers on the outside of the frame. I don't want to put pressure on the inside, so it should just click in place. Now, if your frame is not too bent, it'll sit fine, but obviously it won't sit perfect if your frame's bent. And the only way around that is a new frame, but that's pretty much most of it now, apart from these last 2 screws. And once again, please like, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.